Whether our government likes it or not, we have to stand up for the Constitution and the freedom that we have. The people will eventually say enough is enough, and they're going to rise up with their wrath and take government back. Don't ask me how, but it's got to be done. My name is Warren, officially, and I was tired of war when the World War II was over, and I cut war off and made Renn, R-E-N-N. And the last name was Bodeker, B-O-D-E-K-E-R. Well, we started in New Guinea, the 11th Airborne Division. And we started in New Guinea, and I don't remember how long, it was 6 months or a year there. And then we went to the island of Leyte in the Philippine Islands. And we took different hills and ridges, and nobody got behind us and kept our back trail back to the headquarters open. The Japanese moved in and took over our area behind us. We couldn't go forward, we couldn't go back. And we was there 5.5 days without food or water. Every morning we went out and had to try to take the ridge behind us to get a way out of there. And at nighttime we had to stay in the foxholes. And we stayed in this next ridge or hill that we had taken. And I'm in the foxhole. I spent 2 nights in the foxhole with water up to my hips. And the terrible thing about that was I had to sit there and listen to one of the men that had been shot, and he couldn't get out or nothing else. And he's crying half the night. Where's Mama? Mama, Mama. And I don't remember how many men we had killed trying to take that hill back. Was one of our men with a friend of mine, got shot in the stomach, and he's holding his stomach and intestines in his arms while he's dying. That's the kind of stuff you see. Very hard to live with. And from there we went to Luzon, and then that's when we started battling and making jumps and stuff. Some Filipino come into our camp, and they said at 7 o'clock in the morning, all the guards in this prison camp stacked their rifles and changed guard. So at exactly 7 o'clock, we hit the silk right over the camp, real low. Jumped into the camp, 121 of us. And we got 2,146 prisoners out of there, with only one being hurt. Life has value. And whatever the cost, we need to fight for that freedom and value. I can no way refuse to do that, to jump in there, any more than I can stand by and watch our Constitution and people being destroyed in this country. I made a statement when I was in World War II, when we were in a depression, went into World War II, and we supplied food and military supplies basically to the whole world. There used to be a saying, beware of the wrath of a peaceful man. I said in my outfit, beware the wrath of a peaceful nation. I think we're making a big mistake. We're having our soldiers, our GIs all over the world, being sent all over the world. I think it's to 106 nations or something, I don't remember exactly, and leaving our country wide open to be inhabited and taken over by a regime that is not standing up for our country and doing like they should. I think we're getting a lot of our men killed for nothing. They're fighting on something that's not a worthy cause. People need to not rise up in arms, but to take a stand and insist upon the falling back under the Constitution. If they won't do it, we should get rid of them. Insist they retire. About 6 years ago, I ran for the House of Representatives in Montana. And I ran under what party? The only one that was any good that I thought was standing up, and that was the Constitution Party. So I ran under the Constitution Party. I think we should have another party. We have a choice between Democrats and Republicans. I see no going forward and insisting that our country return and live under the Constitution. I hope that our Congress wakes up and takes a stand for the people in our country, that what they're doing is destroying not only the people but the country. We need, my opinion, a whole new Congress. There's a few in there stand up for the American and for the Constitution. I was guessing about, as I see it, 90% of them don't. They're traitors to our country. It's time they either get the hell out of there or change their way of doing things. I feel that our government is trying to break the American people. That their goal is to take all we have worked for, all of these years and centuries. We've been taken from the greatest country on the face of the earth that was always there to help people all over the world when they were in trouble. And now they've sold us out, and everything I hear, we stand a very good chance of the dollar crashing. That is going to break the most of the people in the United States, which seems to be their goal. Our economy will crash. People will be searching for food and fighting for food. Not only the dollar, but for food. Where's it going to come from? We've shipped all of our industry to foreign countries. Now I understand there's over 50% of our food comes in from foreign countries. And that's ridiculous. The American people need to wake up and go back to work. And if they have to grow food, then grow it. But be prepared. That's number one. Be prepared for what might happen. The most important thing I've learned is to stand up for what's right. If it costs us our life or whatever, if we can't believe and express ourselves and willing to give ourselves and our life for what we believe in, then what have we got left? Nothing. A total control of us. And I don't like that. I want to be free in my thinking and my action. As long as I don't harm anybody else, I should be free. I hope the American people wake up to realize what is going on. And they'll open their eyes, and if they'll quit being a captive of the television and start looking and listening to what happened to our country and what's going to happen if we let it keep on like it is, we'll have nothing. Germany was taken over because people didn't take a stand. And I see the same thing happening here. We're all asleep, letting our country being taken over by the politicians and being destroyed. It's time we take a stand.